In the shadows of World War II, one machine held the power to change the course of history. This is the story of Enigma and the brilliant minds who broke it. In 1918, German engineer Arthur Scherbius invented a revolutionary encryption machine. He called it Enigma, meaning mystery. Originally designed for banks and businesses, it would soon become the backbone of Nazi military communications. Scherbius's genius lay in the machine's elegant complexity. Using rotating wheels called rotors, each keystroke produced a different encrypted letter. The mathematical possibilities seemed infinite. The Enigma machine used 3 or more rotors, each containing 26 electrical contacts. When you pressed a key, electricity flowed through the rotors in an intricate path, lighting up a different letter. With each keystroke, the rotors turned, changing the encryption pattern. The plugboard added another layer of security. 10 cables could swap 20 letters before encryption even began. This created trillions of possible combinations. A simple message like "attack at dawn" became incomprehensible. PKXQMV ZFHQRL. The Germans believed Enigma was unbreakable. They were wrong. The first blow against Enigma came not from Britain, but from Poland. In 1932, the Polish Cipher Bureau recruited 3 brilliant mathematicians to tackle the German codes. Marian Rejewski, Jerzy Rosicki, and Henryk Zygalski were young, brilliant, and determined. They approached Enigma not as linguists, but as mathematicians, and that made all the difference. In December 1932, Rejewski achieved the impossible. Using permutation theory and intercepted German messages, he mathematically reconstructed the internal wiring of the Enigma rotors without ever seeing the actual machine. Rejewski and his team built the Bomber 6 Enigma machines, working in parallel. This mechanical marvel could test thousands of rotor settings in hours, dramatically speeding up decryption. The Poles developed ingenious tools, perforated sheets that could quickly eliminate impossible rotor positions. For 7 years, Poland read German military secrets. By 1938, the situation grew desperate. Germany increased Enigma's complexity, adding more rotors and changing procedures. Polish resources were stretched thin as Hitler's armies prepared for war. On July 25, 1939, just weeks before the invasion of Poland, the Poles made a fateful decision. In a secret meeting outside Warsaw, they shared everything with British and French intelligence, including working Enigma replicas. Bletchley Park, codenamed Station X, became Britain's secret weapon. This Victorian mansion and its surrounding huts would house the greatest collection of codebreakers ever assembled. The government code and cipher school recruited an eccentric mix: mathematicians, linguists, crossword champions, even debutantes. Over 10,000 people would eventually work here, most never knowing what their colleagues did. Alan Turing arrived at Bletchley Park in September 1939. Just 27 years old, he was already recognized as a mathematical genius. What he didn't know was that he was about to change the course of the war. Turing immediately saw the limitations of the Polish bomber. The Germans had added new complexities. He needed something more powerful, a machine that could think. In 1940, Turing and Gordon Welchman designed the British bomb. Standing over 2 meters tall, each machine contained 36 Enigma equivalents. The rotors spun frantically, testing thousands of settings per minute, searching for the daily keys. The bomber didn't decrypt messages, it eliminated impossibilities. Using known patterns and cribs, guessed phrases, it narrowed down millions of possibilities to just a few probable settings. Turing led Hut 8, focused on German naval Enigma. This was the toughest challenge. U-boats were strangling Britain's supply lines, and their four-rotor Enigma machines were nearly impenetrable. Every day U-boats sank Allied ships. Every day their encrypted messages mocked British intelligence. The Battle of the Atlantic, Roosevelt was being lost, and without breaking naval Enigma, Britain might starve. The breakthrough came from the sea. In May 1941, HMS Bulldog captured U-110 before it could sink. The boarding party seized an intact Enigma machine, and crucially, code books. This intelligence coup gave Bletchley the edge it needed. While men like Turing received glory, women did most of the work. About 8,000 of Bletchley's 10,000 workers were women. They operated bombs, translated intercepts, and performed crucial analysis. Joan Clark was one of the few female cryptanalysts working alongside Turing in Hut 8. Despite being as talented as her male colleagues, she was paid less and given the title of linguist rather than cryptanalyst due to gender discrimination. WII's operators worked grueling 8-hour shifts in hot, deafening rooms. They couldn't know what they were doing, only that it was vital. Many suffered hearing damage from the constant mechanical thunder. The work was relentless. Messages arrived constantly from intercept stations. Every delay could mean lives lost. The pressure was immense, the secrecy absolute. Every person signed the Official Secrets Act. They told no one, not family, not spouses. Some married couples worked at Bletchley without knowing their partner's role. The silence would last decades. The Germans' rigid procedures became their weakness. Every morning, weather ships sent reports starting with Wettervorhersage, weather forecast. These predictable patterns, called cribs, gave codebreakers a way in. Codebreakers would align a guessed phrase with the encrypted text. If even one letter matched impossibly, where a letter encrypted to itself, they knew the alignment was wrong. The bomb would test every possible rotor setting until it found consistent matches. Once the daily settings were broken, messages poured forth. But speed was everything. Keys changed at midnight. Every night, the race began again. End of February 1942, disaster struck. German U-boats introduced a four-rotor Enigma called Shark. Overnight, Bletchley Park went dark on Atlantic U-boat traffic. The blackout would last 10 months. The consequences were catastrophic. Without intelligence, U-boats hunted freely. Merchant ships sank by the hundreds. In November 1942 alone, 117 ships went down, carrying 700,000 tons of vital supplies. On October 30, 1942, HMS Petard depth-charged U-559. As the sub sank, some 3 British sailors dove into the flooding vessel. They retrieved code books and an Enigma machine before U-559 took them to their deaths. Their sacrifice saved thousands of lives. Armed with shark keys, Bletchley could read U-boat movements again. The intelligence was codenamed Ultra, above top secret. Churchill called it my secret weapon. Convoys could now be routed around wolf packs. U-boats found empty ocean where they expected targets. The hunters became the hunted. By mid-1943, the Battle of the Atlantic had turned. The statistics tell the story. From November 1942 to May 1943, monthly sinkings plummeted from 117 ships to just 34. Ultra didn't just save ships, it saved Britain itself. By June 1944, Bletchley Park was reading German messages almost in real time. Ultra-intelligence revealed German positions, strength, and crucially, that Hitler believed the D-Day deception that the main invasion would come at Calais, not Normandy. Eisenhower knew exactly where German divisions were positioned. He knew when they moved, when they didn't, and why. No invasion in history was ever launched with such intelligence advantage. As Allied armies advanced, they captured thousands more Enigma machines and documents. The Germans never realized their codes had been broken. They blamed spies, traitors, even luck, but never the mathematicians of Bletchley Park. Historians estimate that breaking Enigma shortened World War II by at least 2 years and saved 14 million lives. Yet when victory came, the codebreakers couldn't celebrate. Their work remained classified. After the war, Bletchley Park was emptied. Bombs were destroyed. Files were burned. The Official Secrets Act kept thousands silent. Many took the secret to their graves, never receiving recognition for helping to win the war. Turing's fate was particularly cruel. In 1952 he was convicted of homosexuality, then a crime in Britain. Rather than prison, he chose chemical castration. 2 years later, at 41, he died of cyanide poisoning. His genius was rewarded with persecution. Only in 2013, nearly 60 years after his death, did Turing receive a royal pardon. Today he's recognized as the father of computer science and a war hero. But for most of his life, his greatest achievement was a secret even to him. Enigma's true legacy isn't just military victory. It's the computer age itself. The bombers were among the first programmable machines. Turing's work on breaking codes led directly to his theories of computation. Today's world runs on encryption. Every online transaction, every secure message, every digital privacy protection descends from the battle between Enigma and its breakers. The war of codes never ended. It evolved. Bletchley Park is now a museum, its secrets finally public. Visitors can see the bombs, walk through the huts, and honor those who worked in silence. The lesson of Enigma endures. Sometimes the greatest victories are won not with weapons, but with minds. This was Enigma, a story of encryption and decryption, of secrecy and revelation, of mechanical genius defeated by human brilliance. The code was broken, the war was won, and the computer age began, all because some people refused to accept the impossible.